Yeah. Yeah.
Look at me.
Benchmark, they're speaking the facts that you wanna hear. That rapper jersey, the vision is clear. Diamonds glisten like a chandelier. You know what I'm here for, like Marshawn Lynch. At clutch time, we do not flinch. Real brothers, we do not switch. Hit home runs with the right pitch. Who run the city? What to do when they hating on you? I feel like Kobe 2010. I taking an L, all I need is a win. Business is business, you know how they go. You playing the seats, now it's time to grow. Tuning now, gotta be in the know. Showtime, bitch, my about to blow.
I ain't seen from now. Miles, you really.
Benchmark Podcast. What's up, bro? Giants.
You're welcome back to another episode, another installment of the Bench Mob. ENT, man. You know the vibes already that we come to give you more, never less. No complaints over here because we mad blessed. We are honored. We are going to be blessed by the Queen's presence of Ariana. We have to start off with her, introducing her on the show. Ariana with the Steelers gear on. How are you doing tonight? All the way from Houston, Texas. Hopped on with the Bench Mob.
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good, no complaints over here. And of course, it's only right we start off the Queen. We got to go to her king. Greg, Mr. Hot Takes, debate your mom. Giants 0-1, sends Mir. How are you doing tonight?
Good. Oh, it said 0-1. I don't know why you laughing. You 0-1, and that loss stunk too.
It didn't stink as much as you.
No, you about to go 0-17. Just
y'all got 21.
Honestly, no.
Right? I thought y'all got 21 on Sunday.
We're gonna talk about it, bro. Yeah, this is not the right day, Miles. It's not the right day. You chose the wrong day, bro.
Of course.
I'm good though.
Chris, money bags, fresh face, all about it. How are you doing tonight?
Doing good, man. It's been a good week, right? We had Cincinnati Bearcats kick up on Murray State on Saturday, put them boys to shame. And then on Sunday, my Bengals came out represented against the Minnesota Vikings. Y'all was talking all that rah-rah. I didn't want to hear it. Joe Burrow back. Jamar Chase looked amazing. I don't want to hear nothing about them drops. Miles, wipe that smirk off your face. End of the day, man, we all good. Everything's good.
He's happy for an 0-1. I'm not even happy, but he's happy for a dude that went 0-1. Miles is real happy.
Everything looked good.
How?
You real
I
happy.
didn't say a word about my team.
Why you smiling, bro? Wipe that. Nah, you shouldn't be smiling.
With all due respect, like it's kind of like the Jets and the no offense to the Bengals and Jets, but like I'm just saying.
No, she can talk.
Like,
She can talk. No, she can talk cash too because she's a Steelers fan, and
they're not all that. Like, when was the last time you guys made it to the playoffs?
Oh, she's talking spicy.
First of all, we whooped up on y'all last year.
Okay, no.
Third string quarterback. Spank y'all.
First off, we didn't even have our quarterback. There were half our
I
team.
ain't trying to hear all that. We beat
half
y'all
our
with
team was like
string
injured, and half the time we're probably playing some dirty hits. Our defense are dirty. Okay, when you had Vontaze Burfitt, okay.
No,
Antonio Brown.
No,
So let's not even go there.
Okay.
Half your team cannot play. Just
All right. We're gonna.
Steelers Bengals started off already. Steelers Bengals right there.
Yeah, Ariana, I thought we was gonna be tight on this episode, but I guess not. You coming for blood?
I'm sorry. I'm not a big Bengals fan. We're in the same division. I'm sorry. I'm just.
Oh, I like that. I like that you took a shot. I like that you took a shot at Miles. We're good, man. Let's get this thing going.
I gotta ask you, smooth operator, left-handed Davenport.
The Jets, like.
Oh no, relax.
Miles, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I don't care about that first game. It was a bad half that made that game what it was. So I'll take it for a grain of salt. We didn't play a bad full game like the other team in New York.
Yo, so before we even get into any of the games, we got the Saints, we got Jameis Winston, we got to talk about the Bengals, we can talk about the Steelers. Not many people picked them to beat the Bills, but to start off, something light real quick. Who do y'all have in the Fat Joe Ja Rule versus? Who y'all rocking?
Fat Joe.
I think Fat Joe's gonna win. It upsets me.
Why?
Because like Ja Rule has like a lot of like features.
It just upsets me because it's something feel wrong with someone who isn't black beating someone who is black in this game, bro. I don't like it. But I'm a radical. What else are we gonna say?
Fat Joe definitely for the culture though. Like I respect him.
Yeah, all right. I don't know. Fat Joe's like that though. He'll win.
You be bumping Fat Joe's songs too.
You want me? We can go to a recently played.
You like
Nah, I ain't talking about on your phone, but I'm talking about you in the car listening to 97 whatever and that shit come on. You not.
I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I listen to Hot 97 for the morning show. Shout out to Ebro and them. I don't listen to it for nothing else. No musical selection. I don't listen to the radio. Yo, why are you listening to the radio, Chris? Come on.
I got Sirius XM. Don't try to play me.
No, get off that. Get on your phone. Yo, I think I got your review. What's better, CLB or Donda?
I can't be riding with y'all in the car because this is what y'all do. This is what you do. Change the song up 30 seconds into that. You just pick you on a new song. Like
I curate a playlist that I like.
Enjoy the drive.
I curate. Hold on.
He asked what? CLB or Donda.
CLB or Donda. He ain't even, this guy. What is
CLB or Donda?
I'm asking you.
CLB. I listen.
Oh, okay.
Look. I'm gonna look. See, you don't really be trying to come for me. These are the songs that I downloaded from CLB so far, right?
Clean. What's your Donda look like?
Donda, I got 3 songs, but I ain't really never been a fan of Donda, bro. I really never been a fan of Donda. Like Kanye. Like,
yo, I'm not gonna hold you, bro. Yo, I was at Niles' house last Friday, bro. They was talking about CLB versus Donda, and they were going down a list of songs. And one of the songs recommended to me from Donda was 24. I listened to it in the car. I was not impressed. You could tag Chris in this clip. Chris, I was not impressed. That song was not it. He was raving about that song. He said he'd wake up in the morning listening to that song. CLB is the better body of work, but Donda has higher highs. That's it. Point blank period. CLB's a better album.
That, bro. The only songs I got from Donda were Hurricane, Praise God, and Okay. That's it.
You picked 2. What is that? Yo, you didn't believe what I say? Believe what I say didn't make it?
The Lauryn Hill.
Listen to the whole thing?
Believe what I say is incredible.
The whole thing, but I'm biased because I'm not a fan of Kanye. I just can't.
All right. Anyway, so the Saints.
No, this guy's a menace, bro. He's a menace.
Saints won 38-3. Jameis Winston, 148 passing yards, 5 TDs, 14 of 20, 39 yards rushing. What was y'all takes on this Saints-Packers game? And this was at a neutral site at that, too, in Jacksonville.
I think the more important thing to talk about with this game is the Packers. The Saints are going to be what the Saints were. I knew if they plugged in Jameis Winston, a more athletic, a quarterback with a stronger arm than Drew Brees, that their offense to take off. Right? That's not surprising. They have a system in place and they have a great coaching staff. And in football, coaching matters. We'll get there. We'll talk more about that. I just kind of gave you a quick highlight of what I'm going to be ranting about today. But with that, I think it's the Packers. The Packers clearly haven't recovered from everything this summer. It was a crazy summer for them dealing with the Aaron Rodgers saga. They should have traded Aaron Rodgers when they had the chance. Keeping him around when he doesn't want to be there doesn't make any sense, and that's why. Aaron Rodgers didn't play his best football at all, and it was one of those things where obviously, but it was one of those things where it looked like he was just going through the motions out there. He didn't want to be there. That's what it looked like when you watch back on the highlights. And Aaron Rodgers is great. I'm sure next week against the Lions on Monday night, he's going to destroy them and go throw for 400 yards. He's that good, but you can just tell. You can just tell something's off with the chemistry on that team. And Devontae Adams also knows that he's in a situation where, hey, if Aaron Rodgers leaves, I'm leaving too. So it's just a really weird situation for them. You should trade both of them, get assets, and restart with Jordan Love, who looked good in the preseason. Let him rock. Let him rock and start a new era. It's okay. Don't hold them hostage for what? He's going to leave this offseason anyways. What are you doing? Delaying the inevitable, and you're not winning a Super Bowl. No one's beating them Rams. I'll tell you that right now. So there's that.
Listen, Jordan Love didn't just look good in the preseason. He looked good when he came in for Aaron Rodgers. He was 5 for 7, 68 yards. Like he looked good. I want to see him play more. But I agree with you, Greg. At the end of the day, something ain't right between Aaron Rodgers still and the coaching staff and the front office. I mean, you could just tell by listening to the press game conference after. When their coach was like, we got absolutely embarrassed out there. Aaron Rodgers comes in and says, well, I don't know if I would say that. We didn't play our best football, blah, blah, blah. But you could tell, the chemistry between them is off. They're not on the same page. He doesn't want to be there. I I don't know what it was. I don't think he was just going through the motions, Greg. I think he was actually playing. I just think like his focus, his whole offseason, he just wasn't mentally there. Like I think he was actually trying. I just think like he's super rusty.
I mean, that's a part of it too. But this also boils down to one other thing too. Football has a very, very stringent set of rules that don't placate to the players at all. Like if a player wants off of his team, it's hard. There's no sport that it's harder to get off your team. There's no sport where there's less power, less player empowerment than football, and that's playing out right here. It was for the best interest of both parties, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. They went with separate ways, and it didn't work out. That's not what happened because the Packers are holding him hostage. And now you have this situation where you've got a guy who's not focused and doesn't want to be there. Hey, I don't blame Aaron Rodgers. I wouldn't want to be in Wisconsin either. It's time to go. It's time to go. I don't blame him. He's got a bun. He's trying to get down to San Francisco. Now that's D because Trey Lance is down there. So it's just I know a team that could really use Aaron Rodgers, and should it happen, my New York Giants in a great position to trade for a guy like Aaron Rodgers and come off season. I'm just saying. And by the way, Miles, before you start smirking, even if Daniel Jones took the jump, I think he can take. Even if he did take that jump, I'd still want Aaron Rodgers. I still want Russell Wilson. And we got 2 first-round picks, and them Bears are about to go 0-17. Them Bears are about to be terrible. So we about to get a good pick on that over there. So we'll see. But it's a story. It's a tale of two ends there. That football NFL holds its players captive with the rules they have in place and the collective bargaining agreement, and guys can't walk, and guys don't have any control of their futures. So this happens. You get these really awkward situations.
Any belief with Jameis Winston? Do we believe in Jameis and the Saints team?
Yeah. I mean, he was the number 1 pick for a reason. It's not like he didn't have the talent. It was just, between here. Like he didn't use his head in Tampa Bay, making dumb throws, bad decisions. So he comes over to the Saints and he learns behind one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. So now I think we're going to see a more improved Jameis. Like he'll be calculated with how he passes. And I mean, we saw it on Sunday. He completed 14 passes, 5 touchdowns. That's pretty efficient. And he didn't really have to do much else. Like Kamara didn't have to do much else. So I think they're not going to require him to do too much yet because it's his first season really starting for them. But I think as the season goes on, we might see Jameis really start to take off and show why he was the number 1 pick.
Before we go on to the next game, any thoughts on this Saints victory, Ariana?
I was rooting for the Saints, even though my stepdad is a Falcon fan. He hates them. So I'm actually like happy for them. Like, not gonna lie, it was time for Drew Brees to leave and like hang them up because that 04, I think he was in the 04 class or probably earlier than that. Like majority of his draft class all retired. So it's nice to see like a new era of these quarterbacks come in and like step up. And I really want to see Alvin Kamara like take off. I would love to see him in like the playoffs because I feel like he's that type of caliber running back. He's amazing. So I would love to see what the Saints have in store for the playoffs. I think they'll be a good contender.
Kansas City beats the Browns, who had a chance to win. They was up that whole game. What's y'all takes on this game? Do you think they are in need of a third wide receiver? I come around with that question because out of the 27 completions Mahomes threw, 18 went to Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill.
I mean, when you have the best receiver and best tight end in the game, you don't really have to do too much. It's pretty simple. But I think they'll try to incorporate McCole Hardman a little more. It was just they're playing backyard football towards the end of the game. That one throw to Tyreek Hill was, I mean, he said all he saw was his hand go up. He didn't even actually see if he was open. So you're just really like targeting your best players like most teams would, Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers. Chiefs have Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill. And I mean, Tyreek Hill is the best receiver in football right now. So I don't know. I wouldn't I wouldn't change much else. Maybe you can add another receiver because they did lose Sammy Watkins in the offseason, but I mean, Mahomes, he's the best quarterback in football. So this is what he does. He can make plays with one guy healthy, everybody healthy, nobody healthy. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and I think as the season go on, we'll start to see Mecole Hardman shine a little bit more too, just like he did last year. Sammy Watkins was hurt for a majority of the year, so Mecole Hardman was that third wide receiver. So I don't think it's necessary for them to add another wide receiver just because Mecole Hardman is that good. Plus, you got Clyde Edwards-Helaire coming out of the backfield. Again, you got Travis Kelce, and we know the connection between him and Mahomes, and then again Tyreek Hill. They're going to be just fine.
Their problem is not offense, it's defense. So listen, I'm in no business talking about the rich getting richer, especially when I don't root for the rich. So let's move on, please.
Real quick before we move on, the Browns. Now the Browns are in the division with the Steelers and the Bengals. Did the Browns show that they are in that conversation for as a true contender?
1,000%.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
1,000%.
lie. Even though I hate the Browns to my core, they're good. And like the fact that game was neck and neck, it just shows that they're not here to play around. Like they're here to go to the playoffs. And that team, that offense, they have a lot of star power. You have Odell Beckham Jr., you have Jarvis Landry, you have Chubbs, you have Kareem. Like they're loaded. So there's no reason for them not to make it to the playoffs. I'm not going to lie. I don't like Baker. He's cocky. He's arrogant to me, but he is a good quarterback. He is. I'll give him that. But do I want them to be in the playoffs? No. I really don't. But I think it will be fun. I'm excited for those Steelers and Browns matchups. I'm ready to bring out the terrible towel and just like see them like go at it. So
it's hard to follow up on that. All I'm gonna say is, yeah, I agree 100%. I think the Browns are very good. I would say this: if you watch the end of that game, it's crazy. The difference between Pat Mahomes and Baker Mayfield is so stark. At the end of the game, when it's winning time, Patrick Mahomes can overcome every mistake his team makes. It doesn't matter. A fumble, your defense can let up 50 touchdowns. It doesn't matter what the score is. He's gonna overcome that. Baker, everything has to be right. I don't know if when that punter fumbled the punt, that the game changed right there. Mm-hmm. When they were down and needed Baker to make one of them those drives to secure the bag, because Baker that's the kind of drive at the end of the game that secures your money long term. When you make winning drives like that in this regular season, you get paid, right? Look at Josh Allen. No, that's a great example. He needs everything to be perfect. It's really tough. So the Browns have to be playing from ahead. The Browns have to be playing with a lead, and he has to be playing within that system, and everything has to be going on time. And if it's not, it's hard for him to make plays, and that's something I saw there. So he's a very good quarterback. Is he in the elite of the elite? I don't see that. That's what I took away from that game. I think Baker Mayfield is now going to be looked at as the weakness of the team by the end of the season. You'll see. I mean, and he's a very good quarterback, but things have to be right. He does not overcome the mistakes his team makes like a Pat Mahomes does. Pat Mahomes, it don't matter. He can be down 30 points. He will come back from 30. With Baker, it's not so much the case. So that's something I took from that game too. But other than that, the Browns are very good. Let's see. You know what? Talk to me when we start throwing Odell the ball. Let's see that. And then we'll talk about that, because when Odell's there, he doesn't even throw the ball anyways.
I guess it's just next game. We kind of had to map this out for Greg, so I'll let him start off. Broncos 27, Giants 13. Teddy Bridgewater looked good. Jerry Jeudy ends up getting injured, which I know is going to be a huge missing piece for them. But Greg, what was your takes on your elite defensive top cornerbacks, top defensive line, New York Giants, Bradbury and the crew?
I'm gonna start by saying this. The Giants are 0-1. That's fine. The season isn't over. This season will effectively be over if they lose against the Deadskins on Thursday. I do believe that. If they lose against that football team on Thursday, the season is over. I will go on record in saying that. I believe that. But I don't worry about the defense. Look, the defense played bad. I'm not gonna hold you. I mean, I didn't expect that. They really did. They weren't getting home to Teddy Bridgewater. They had him dead to rights multiple times. They had sacks lined up, and they didn't get him. They didn't bring him down. They got 2 sacks. That's it. That's unacceptable. So they got to do better there. But I really trust Patrick Graham. They are well coached in the defense. I think they're going to be fine. For real. I really do. The Giants are going to have a top 10 to 12 defense in the NFL. I know that. That's a lock. I'm not worried about that. Where my frustration comes in is with the offense. The Giants moved the ball multiple times throughout the game. They seem to be doing okay. You only target Kenny Golladay one time in the first half. There's no excuse. There's no one better. There's no one better to throw the ball to. And when they threw him the ball, he caught everything and made some great catches. So the guy looks good. The guy looks as good as I thought he was going to be. That's baby Julio. Seriously, die Julio, that's him. So I think you're going to see a steady diet of Kenny Golladay on Thursday. That's fine. Another thing I had a problem with is the Giants scored that touchdown. They're up 7-3. Sterling Shepard makes a great play. Sterling Shepard looked amazing, by the way. I think he's going to have a big season. I really believe that. He looked great, as good as I thought he would. Just stay healthy. He's going to be a Pro Bowler. That's really where I feel up with him. They score a touchdown. They force a turnover. It's 7-3. They're in their own end zone. And the 3 play calls are a run up the gut, a throw to the flat to an unathletic tight end. And Rudolph just didn't look healthy. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know what's going on. He just doesn't look good. Throw to the flat and then another run up the gut or something like that. Those kind of play calls lose you games. I've been watching football games all weekend. Everyone airs the ball out. Ben Roethlisberger is 50. He's throwing the ball down the field. It don't make no sense why. And you know what's crazy, though? You know what's really crazy to me? Is that we played against Pat Shurmur. Pat Shurmur coached a hell of a game against the Giants on Sunday. Daniel Jones looked amazing with Pat Shurmur. And you know why? Because he gave Daniel Jones opportunities to throw the ball down the field repeatedly. And that's what Daniel Jones does really well. He's athletic enough to run the ball, and he can throw the ball down the field at the best of them. The first couple plays of the game, he threw a deep ball to Slayton. The place went crazy. He can throw a damn good deep ball, but they just don't utilize him the right way because Garrett's offense is so conservative. He's running a 2004 offense in 2021. We have no chance of winning any games if that doesn't change. So I am hoping that, like last year when the offensive line was playing bad and they fired Colombo mid-season, something of that, I know they're not going to fire Garrett. There's too many. The Giant ties run too deep. He's a part of their Giant family, and they take that stuff really seriously, which is another part of the problem the Giants have. But Joe just needs to insert himself here. They have to get more aggressive. I do think you'll see a more aggressive team. Also, another thing that pissed me off, Saquon Barkley. He plays. Why are they not running any kind of halfback screens? Nothing. Just run up the gut. Even with Saquon's best, when he takes those plays to the crib, he's healthy. He's making something out of nothing. He's cutting. He's doing amazing things. He just was getting his feet wet. He didn't play any preseason game. He hasn't played a game in over a year, and you don't include him in that way instead of getting him out in space. If you get him out in space, let him just get a runoff. Like let him run a drag route. He hasn't even running these routes to the sticks. Jason Garrett's offense is everybody running to the sticks and standing there and just waiting. All intermediate routes. Nothing deep. When you have a quarterback that has proven he can throw the ball deep, he was the best deep ball thrower in football last year. Daniel Jones. Okay. And last thing I'll leave y'all with is Daniel Jones didn't play. Daniel Jones, the story of his career is he plays well until he doesn't play well. He had a good game up until that drive. They were down 17-7. They had a chance. They were moving. We were going to score. This guy could run to the pocket, and it looks like he's trying to secure the ball and just fumbles it. Look, he's in year 3. I can't make excuses for him anymore. If that's going to keep happening, the Giants are going to be in the business looking for a new quarterback. There's no way around it. Now, I say all of this, and to every Giants fan listening to the podcast, and we got quite a few. I think the Giants are going to win on Thursday. I do believe that. I do believe the Giants are going to win on Thursday against the Washington because we literally own them. We have not lost to them in 2 years, and they lost their starting quarterback. But if they don't, count me out. I'll watch the games, but you're not going to get optimistic Greg on the Giants anymore. Then I'm looking at the quarterbacks in the draft. I'm looking at the Bears because we have their first round pick. We're going to have 2 of them. And I'm looking to trade for Russell Wilson, who is unhappy. I know Sierra wants to live in New York. We can make that happen. That's what I'm looking at. But I'm so serious. Like, that's where it's at. Thursday is a must win for the New York Giants. You can't go 0-6 again and then think you're gonna storm back. No, the Cowboys look a little. The defense still sucks, but they look a little good. The Eagles had a good game, for crying out loud. The Eagles played well, so they're not gonna win the division losing 6 games in a row. It's just not happening. They have to stop the bleeding early, which I think they will. All their jobs on the line, and if they do lose on Thursday, no one's job is safe besides Joe Judge. No one. Seriously, it's that simple. But I think they're gonna win on Thursday. I do.
Anybody else got anything to say about the good old Giants taking that L as I think everybody else on the screen expected?
Greg, you want to bet? You want to bet on the game on Thursday?
I don't bet nothing. You want to bet? You could bet me some. Bet me Bubba Coos. You come from Bubba Coos.
Oh, you want to bet Bubba Coos? You don't want to bet money.
Bet Bubba Coos. You calling my Bubba Coos? You gonna eat? Yo, yeah, bet me Bubba Coos, bro. You gonna be some wings. Hey, the reality is, that's a good bet. I do think the Giants are gonna be better offensively next game. I truly do. Another thing, I don't know why they didn't play Caden Smith. I don't get it. He's a good tight end. He's a very good. I don't know why we didn't utilize him in that game. I don't know why Kadarius Toney played 2 snaps. You could get him in there and just have him run a vertical go route. Why not? Just run. Garrett is an idiot. So I'm hoping to the good Lord that Joe doesn't hurt himself. I think he will. I think the Giants are going to win. I really do think the Giants are going to win on Thursday. And the defense will play a lot better on Thursday. Watch. They will. The Giants cannot lose on Thursday. If the Giants lose on Thursday, man, you're not going to see me in this podcast for a little bit. No BS.
Hey, yo. Of course, if we're showing some love to the Giants and talking about them, even though they don't deserve it, we got to talk about the team in this chat that actually almost won. They actually won. They almost lost it, but they actually won. Cincinnati Bengals.
My boy.
Cincinnati Bengals, 27-24, overtime win, down to the wire, literally, almost ended up in a tie. What's some of y'all takeaways from this game? Of course, Chris is going to start it off, but I have to say this. Jesse Bates needs an extension ASAP. They better sign that man immediately.
Appreciate that. He definitely gonna get that extension this year. He deserves it. Like I said before the game, one of the top 3 safeties in the league, top 2 and not 2, right? But nah, man, I knew this was gonna be a better year than we had last year. Just, of course, having Joe Burrow come back ready for week 1. Not, back in minicamp, people didn't expect him to be ready for week 1. And, he came out without played 1 preseason game and played the last 3 snaps of, the last preseason game. But he looked good. But, I was scared early. It took them to score for us to start being more aggressive with the play calling. And Greg was here. Greg saw it. Antonio, you were here. You saw it. The Bengals need more fire starting off the game. You can't be conservative. You can't do all these halfback runs right up the middle, with Joe Mixon and get 2 yards. Although Joe Mixon looked great, 127 yards. But at the same time, with all the weapons that we have on the outside with Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, you got to exploit defenses early. The line held up really well. I know we had a lot of questions about the line, throughout the offseason, not drafting Penny Sewell, right? I was very impressed with the line in the first half. Second half, they got beat a few times. Sometimes it was due to Joe Burrow not calling out the blitzer, right, and the blitzer getting a free shot. But for the most part, the line held up pretty nice, and our defense finally got some pressure on some quarterbacks. So that was nice to see, because that's not something that we had since losing Carlos Dunlap 2 years ago. And Carl Lawson was hurt a little bit last year. So, I'm happy with the Bengals. Oh, and how can I forget Evan McPherson, hit that 51-yard field goal in the first half. And then at the end of the game, hit the game winner from 33 yards. So, like I said, man, Evan McPherson has a leg. He's lights out. He's a rookie. He's not going to miss a lot of kicks for us this year. And I'm excited to see what the Bengals do. I really, truly believe that we can win 9+ games. I would say 9 or 10. Yeah. Greg, give me some praise, bro.
Huh?
Give me some praise.
I'm in no mood to praise anybody. Forget football. I don't even like football right now.
Yo, speaking about that other team, the Vikings, I don't think anybody on here had any thoughts of being a playoff team or being a team that was going to be good, but they looked awfully bad in regards of their offensive line alone. 70 yards of penalties, just for the offensive line. Kirk Cousins didn't look good. Justin Jefferson wasn't able to get loose. And they wasn't able to use their top-notch running back like they should have been able to do. Do we credit that more to the Bengals defense, or is just Minnesota's offense is just in shambles?
Minnesota's offense is in shambles. You watch that game; they were all disjointed. Their timing was off. You could tell that not playing your starters in the preseason definitely hurt them. That was definitely a big part of it. I mean, you're not even getting Justin Jefferson the ball. Now, granted, the Bengals played good D. They did. I was surprised, but they did. And what ends up happening is that when your timing's off, because the penalties were off, holding calls were off, false starts. These weren't things the defense dictated. This was them. This was them being off timing. And when you're off timing with a guy like Kirk Cousins as your quarterback, listen, you have to be perfect with Kirk Cousins as your quarterback. Everything has to be right. And if it's not, then you're going to lose. And you're going to lose the way they did. So, and they still almost won the game. So that team will be all right. You know, I think so. But at the end of the day, they gotta fix the timing issue. I think a lot of teams in the NFL saw those issues, though. It's not just the Vikings. That was a common theme. The Giants had an issue like that. It's no like teams that don't play their starters in the preseason struggle. So I don't know what you're gonna do with that. Football's too dangerous to play for your players in the preseason, but your timing and these things suffer, and that's the reality of it.
I'll say this though, the holding Dalvin Cook to 61 yards, that was credit.
That's huge.
And
that's huge.
The free agency additions that we had in Trey Hendrickson, DJ Reader coming back healthy, plugging up that nose. But yeah, I agree with you. I think we were watching the game, we're like, damn, that's another penalty for them. Like they just could not get it together, on offense with the false starts.
For sure.
Another game, fifth game before we transition to Capper Facts. Cardinals 38, Titans 13. If I recall correctly, when we talked about this game on the previous show, we didn't see it going like this. We thought Kyler Murray would get loose. We all expected that. We all expected some scoring out there, but Derrick Henry held to 58 yards, 8 yards in the first half. What was y'all takes on this Cardinals' big win to start the season off?
Kyler Murray, man. Kyler Murray is – I watch Kyler Murray and I get depressed sometimes because just like I don't know why. I don't know why I haven't had the good fortune of getting a quarterback quite like that. That guy is phenomenal. Phenomenal, for real. And Chandler Jones had 5 sacks. He beat the hell out of Taylor Lewan, whatever his name is. He beat the hell out of that left tackle. So no one could have seen the Titans playing this bad. I do look, honestly, forget it. The Cardinals were aggressive. They played well. Let's skip the game analysis for a second. I want to focus on something else that happened. I don't know if you guys saw Mike Vrabel go after Julio Jones in the media. Mike Vrabel got calmed down, bro. You gotta respect goats. You gotta respect the great ones, bro. I don't think you know who he's talking to. The Julio Jones. I don't know what happened. I think he picked up a penalty. It was I don't know what it was, like maybe a taunting.
I don't know what it was, but it was
personal foul.
Yeah.
15 yards. Okay. All right. You're gonna go after Julio because you're trying to send a message to your team. I'll go after anybody. I'm going after Julio Jones. Just relax. You got a bunch of angry dudes. I mean, I'd be so angry if I had to go hit something every day that's running hard as hell at me. And you got a bunch of angry dudes in the locker room. That thing can turn on you fast. So if I was him, I'd be careful. That Titans team, I'm gonna be monitoring them to see how they play because you're as good as you really are as good as your coach in football. The players matter, of course, they're the most important piece, but coaching is a big deal. All right, so I'm interested to see how that plays out. But I mean, I could have never seen the Titans playing that bad coming. Never. And I think they'll be fine long term, maybe, depending on what I'm talking about. But give the credit to the Cardinals, man. They balled out. They're a very good team. NFC West is loaded.
The thing, even with that, though, is like the penalty wasn't something that caused them to lose the game.
No, yeah, right. It was you're going out there. It's a power trip. You're trying to go out there and you're trying to hang them low on everybody. Walk around like that. It's crazy. All these guys football coaches especially have a power trip, and It's okay when you're in college. It's okay when you're in high school because these guys kind of have to play. But when you're in the pros, no, it's not gonna fly. I don't know what y'all thought about that, but that stood out to me the most out of anything else. The Cardinals are gonna be phenomenal, and I was wrong. But they didn't look like they ran the ball that well. I don't know if y'all saw that. I saw James Conner had the angry run of the week, and he got like a total of 0 yards. I think it's funny. I think it's very funny. He stiff armed 3 dudes into the ground and went nowhere. And they put that on NFL. It's all right, man. I'm just saying what I said about the Cardinals will be right in the end of the. I'll be right at the end of the day. But for now, it's not going to be the fault of the quarterback because he's amazing.
Ariana, your takes on this Cardinals-Titans game?
I was really shocked because the Titans, they're really good and their defense is good. We just gave up Bud Dupree, which I'm really saddened about because I love that Watt and Dupree duo. But I was really shocked. I'm not shocked that the Cardinals offense took off because they have Kyle Murray. He can run, he can throw the ball deep. They also have Hopkins. He's a crazy talent. So for the Titans, I'm more disappointed on their side because they have good D, they have a good offense, so there was no reason for them to not perform.
Cap or facts? So, Ariana, just so you know how it goes, I'm going to read a headline. I'm going to read a statement. Everybody is going to let me know whether the statement, the story, the headline is cap or facts.
Okay.
First one, being that, Greg let us know that you were going to be on the show. Of course, we have to show some love to the Steelers. First one, the Steelers will have a better season than the Baltimore Ravens. Cap or facts?
Fact. Hands down fact. I'm not just saying that because, one, the Ravens just lost their running back. And I don't know if you saw the Raiders game last night. Well, not going to lie, I only saw some highlights because I didn't get a chance to watch the full game. They didn't look so hot. Omar was getting tackled. The O-line was scrambling. I don't know what was happening, but they were not doing what they normally do. So I think with the Steelers, yes, our offensive linemen, they're young. Granted, okay, give them a shot. But we have Najee Harris. I'm so excited about that. I can't wait for him to be hurling over, tackles and stuff. So I'm very excited. Also, too, we have Juju Smith, Chase Claypool. Okay, Chase Claypool is a beast. Defense, TJ Watt. We got Ingram, who just came from the Chargers. Cam Hayward. He's very underrated. So I feel we just need to keep on practicing more. Of course, getting our O linemen acclimated to the Matt Canada's new system. So I think yes, we have a good projection to go to the playoffs. I feel with us having a good running back that could take us a long way. Yeah, I'm very excited.
I love everything she just said, but Ben
listen. Ben is old.
Benjamin.
Ben should retire. Yes, I get that. But you know what? I will say this. If you saw him play the other day, at least homeboy can run. What was your quarterback doing?
Bro, you need to relax.
What do you mean? I'm just saying.
She needs to relax. She needs to relax because she's gonna have to see me after. She's gonna have to see. She's gonna have to see me after this. But Benjamin looks washed. I ain't gonna hold you.
He is washed. You don't have to say looks. He is washed.
I'm trying to have some respect. But yeah,
I get it. I'm not saying that he's not. I'm not saying that he's the end all be all. Okay, we get it. But you know what? I will say this: I have faith that he can lead us to a Super Bowl. I do. One last Super Bowl, I have faith.
Absolutely not. You need to get off that narcotic. Now, I'll use your future husband's phrase for that. But the only reason why Pitt won that game is because of the defense.
They won because Josh Allen is mid. I've been saying it. Josh Allen played horrible. We're not going to talk about this game and not talk about Josh Allen, how bad he was. Josh Allen did not play like a $270 million quarterback. And that's why the Bills lost.
That's fair. You don't think you're going to turn it around, though?
Look, why the – so I'm happy.
Yes or no?
Chris, I'm happy you said that. No, don't yes or no me. Here's what we're going to do. I'm explaining to you because the Bills seem to be on the drinking this Kool-Aid heavy. They're on that narcotic right now. So y'all didn't run the ball at all in that game. Y'all don't think – you guys think – they think that Josh Allen is so good that he doesn't need a run game? When did Josh Allen become Pat Mahomes? When? Tell me when that happened, bro. Tell me when he became that good. Josh Allen is not the kind of quarterback who's going to overcome. We just talked about this with Baker Mayfield and Pat Mahomes. He is not the kind of quarterback who overcomes his team's shortcomings. He's not there yet. And you know why? Because he's just not that accurate. He had an amazing year last year. Is he going to repeat it? Hey, and Tony, we were just talking about this. Ain't nobody took a leap like Josh Allen has in sports history, let alone football. Okay? Him replicating what he did last year is highly unlikely. It really is. And he had accuracy problems before last year. So you may see that stuff rear its ugly head. Like, that's what I'm saying. I was saying that all last year. Why y'all think I was saying that about Daniel Jones? Why y'all think I was saying Daniel Jones could be better? It wasn't because I'm some idiot. I'm here for a reason. Listen, Daniel Jones is a more accurate thrower to football than Josh Allen. But Daniel Jones is not as well coached. He's got a great coach in Brian Daboll, so he's able to do his thing. All right? I'm just saying, they're crazy. You're not going to have a run game with that guy? Are you really? That's what the Bills are doing? The Bills just told me they're not winning it. They're not. They'll win 9 games, 10 games, whatever the hell they'll win. But playoffs it's a wrap. They're not doing nothing. They're not making no noise. You can put me on record saying that. Like, why so quiet?
No, I don't think you wilding. I just think
Miles got an IE ass space over there.
He's not that good to not be using a running back. But I think he's dead.
He said Miles got the IE.
Oh, shoot.
Oh man, we back. So second one for fact. Roger Goodell should reinstate Josh Gordon. Cap of facts.
Do we really care? Do we really care if he ever comes back?
We should care if he comes back.
Why?
When he was playing and staying off the weed, one of the top wide receivers in the league, man.
That, you know how long ago that was?
That was like 8 years ago. But
yeah, he still is a freak of nature though.
Yo, he was a top receiver.
At least if you just use him like Galladay, use him in the end zone.
Don't do that. Right. Don't do that, bro. Yo, Josh Gordon it's been such a long time since Josh Gordon was a good wide receiver. I think that was when Stephen A. Smith had a hairline.
No, it wasn't that long.
It's been that long. It's been that long, bro. Hey, man, look, I hope he gets them back in the league. He seems like a good enough guy, right? I mean, he keeps shooting himself in the foot. He's got an addiction. I feel bad. But what team are you going to go play for? Who needs him?
I think he's not on the Seahawks roster.
You see? Chris don't even know what the heck's going on.
Nah, he was on the Seahawks roster. He decided to retire before he got suspended because he knew he's about to fail another drug test. He went and played with Johnny Manziel in that Arena Football League, and now the NFL approved his reinstatement. They just waiting on Roger Goodell. They said he rehab and all of that, and they said they've been monitoring his rehab. He's been doing good. Now he's just trying to get back.
Out the fact that he was out here playing football with the green football, I don't ever want to see him in the NFL ever again. It's done. He was playing football with borders. that man was playing Focky.
All right, last one for Cap of Facts. Russell Westbrook this weekend with Fashion Week. The Met Gala has solidified himself as king of fashion in the NBA. Cap of Facts.
You wore a skirt.
I'm gonna say fact because he tests the waters. He tests the limits. Like,
he's very
happy about.
He's very fashionable, though. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
Wilson,
Wait,
Westbrook.
hold on. Oh, I got a question. I gotta ask a question to my future wife. Hold on. So if I wore a skirt, you wouldn't be mad?
Oh yeah.
You couldn't pull off. You don't got the swag for that.
I got more.
pull it
I got
off,
more
though.
swag than you. I don't want to hear that from you.
It's about like what you're trying to go for. First off, second off, I respect Russell Westbrook because he's himself. Like he tries to be like different. He doesn't try to like fit everyone's.
Yeah.
Now you got more swag.
What a basketball player should look like.
Hold on. We got some things to unpack. Because she's over here analyzing Russell Westbrook. Forget him for a second.
Mhm.
If I wore a skirt, what would you think?
Because I know that's not your style, so I'll be like, no, take it off.
Wow.
You told me to be truthful because it's not your style. Like you wouldn't pull it off, but like Russell
She
Westbrook
said
pull it
facts.
off.
Get out of here.
You look like a whole girl in there.
Do you think you can pull off the blue dyed hair with the white stars in it?
Who me?
I think Greg could.
Blue hair. I could pull that off, bro.
I feel like you can pull blue hair.
I can pull that off. See, I don't want to hear nothing from you with your Captain America haircut.
Who Captain America haircut? What you talking about? Greg, I got a way better barber than you. Don't even try this, bro. You talking hot because there's a girl on tonight.
He wasn't even talking about barbering with that one. He trying crazy.
I don't even know what you're talking about then.
He trying to call Captain America company man doing stuff for the country.
This nigga out of here,
Chris,
bro.
Chris, like he about to go die, like go pull some Marines out the mud with that shit. I'm sorry.
Yo, we gonna have to shoot the fade, Greg. Yeah, shoot the fade, bro.
This podcast fell off the rails, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Me and Greg gonna have to fight.
So it's the first week. Of course, it's the first week of NFL, so we have a lot of overreactions, a lot of, oh my gosh, it's the end of the world. We saw it a couple minutes earlier with Greg saying the Giants lose, they're out of the playoffs. He'll be off their narcotic for the whole season. So this is what happens week 1. What were some of the quarterbacks that you saw struggle and that you might think it actually is something to stay?
Andy Dalton. That job's not his. He's just holding it for Fields for now. So, if he plays bad next week, the talk is going to get louder and louder until, they're forced by the fans to put Fields in, which, he's the better quarterback anyway. So,
Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
6 points on 2 field goals. It's not enough. Especially, the Eagles don't have, the most elite defense. They just could not move the ball on them consistently and put it in the end zone. So he struggled last year. Julio Jones was injured and was up and down. But again, with Kyle Pitts and Calvin Ridley, there's no excuse for them to not be able to put points on the board.
Yeah, we definitely expected more. Like, we were excited. I know we talked about on the show, Kyle Pitts. We was expecting, a big day out of him. That was obviously going to be his number one target. And they just didn't produce anything on the offense. What did y'all think? And, of course, I know Greg is going to have something to say on this one. What did y'all think about Tua's performance? They won, but Tua wasn't elite.
Man, I tried. I'm telling you guys, bro. It's tough. I like Tua a lot. I like Tua a lot. I don't like talking bad about Tua for real, but it's what we talked about. But it's at a worse level. He can't overcome the deficiencies of his football team. And by the way, before anyone says anything, I don't think Daniel Jones can either. In fact, Daniel Jones can't. Okay, things have to be. It has to be a well-oiled machine for him to play really well. Especially Tua. Tua's got physical limitations. The arm strength isn't that great. It's just not. He does not make every throw off platform. He can create time. He's dead accurate. I think in the right system. I think in a West Coast offense where there's a lot of intermediate routes and things like that, and he has to do precision timing passing, he can be really good. But it's tough. It's tough. They're in the market for a quarterback. And don't think for a second that if Deshaun Watson doesn't beat this case, my man will be right there in Miami to going to a Super Bowl. If he can beat this case, that's pending. We ain't even see my guy this weekend. That's crazy. I shouldn't be saying my guy. I don't associate right now. I can't
he was
associate with you.
Deshaun's out of the country right now celebrating his birthday with old girl. So
Is that
Deshaun
true?
is
He's still with Jilly?
Yeah.
with Jilly was out of the country while the Jags and Texans was playing. So
Jilly's rocking with him through all this, huh? That's the
Still getting
story.
that money. That's why.
Jilly got bread.
You know how.
No, my house like So you think about to get PJ Washington?
No, he's not gonna get PJ Washington, but
No. PJ is in a way worse off situation. He got old girl talking about, yo, I'm looking for this is stepdaddy. She wild.
She talking.
yeah, she was crazy. She's crazy.
Hey, can I ask y'all a question? Who do you blame in that situation? Whose fault is it that this is happening in PJ Washington's situation?
PJ.
Thank you.
He should have known the signs.
Come on, man.
A whole book about all the athletes that she got with.
The other thing I want to say before you transition to like who our player of the week was, people talking that nonsense like, oh, she trapped him. Yo, it's your thing-a-lang that you didn't pull out. You still got a choice where you want to let it rip. Ain't no female got you locked up. Oh, give me that nut. Nah, bro, come on. Let's take some responsibility. Let's be men. Let's have growth. Bruh, you made a mistake. I'll say this. Y'all need to hop off his back. He's young. He made a mistake. It is what it is. The only thing is his mistake is out in the public. There's plenty of y'all suckers that tried to save. We know what we called them. Y'all tried to save him plenty of times.
Well, Tone, let me say this too. You're right, but the mistakes of the average man doesn't cost him $18,000 in child support a month.
So on that too, she's capping on that. My man Gilbert Arenas broke down his contract. He don't even get paid that much from what she's talking about she's about to get for the rest of her life. He don't even get paid that much. When he broke down the contract, getting around $2.2 million guaranteed every year. So she's going to get that much money? No, she's not. PJ still is establishing himself in the league. Who you think he is? Zach LaVine? He ain't got no contract.
He's a good player though.
I didn't say he wasn't.
No. I'm saying he's a good player though, and he's gonna get that contract, and then she's taking him right to the bank. She's taking him right to the bank with his baby in arms.
He need to get lawyers involved. She's not fit, bro. That's evil. What she doing is straight evil. But speaking of stuff that's not really sometimes making sense, let's talk about before we give our players of the week. So what did y'all think between Zach Wilson's and Mac Jones, their rookie starts off of their career? Both started for their teams. They both lost for their teams. How do you think these two players did?
Miles only right, Miles. You talk about your guy.
Talk about him. I mean, first half was shaky. Like the offensive line looked like Rutgers' offensive line. Like they couldn't block anybody. Literally, if I wasn't such a big fan, I would have shut the game off after the first 5 minutes. But I watched the first half. It was ugly. But second half, he showed why he was the number 2 pick and showed how special he truly is. He was making throws. He was running away from the rush. There was one throw where, I mean, if it was Mahomes, they'd be showing it on every single channel of ESPN. But he stepped up in the pocket, threw off 1 foot, threw it 40 yards downfield while getting hit, and completed the pass to Denzel Mims, who took it a little bit. But still, that he showed enough for me to be confident that this kid is special. And, once we do get some blocking for him, because he was taking some shots out there where I thought he was going to have to get carted off and, taken to the hospital. But, I mean, he's a tough kid. He's a tough little kid, Mormon kid from BYU. So
Mormon. God, just got a Mormon quarterback. God help us all.
Question on Mac Jones real quick.
Mac Jones was Mac Jones. He looked okay. He looked okay. I mean, he made some throws under duress that looked impressive. He ran the offense pretty well. I mean, all things considered. Is there a certain Afrocentric quarterback out there with a lot of hair on his head that could have done a really good job for them, maybe won them that game? Yeah, but that's not the way they went. So here we are with Mac Jones. It is what it is. It is what it is. He's not bad, man. He can play a little bit. I'm off the Mac Jones slander, but don't catch me on no narcotic talking about how great he is either. He's solid. He's solid. Let's see. We'll see. The conversation is going to be who's better, Mac Jones or Tua by the end of the year. I heard people talking about Mac Jones better than Daniel Jones. God, I can't live in a world where that's the truth. If that becomes the truth, I'm gonna have to quit this podcasting game for real.
I mean, looking at Sunday, comparing the two games, yeah, you look better. But
I mean, I think that goes without saying. But one of them has Jason Garrett coaching them. Can we understand that?
Yeah.
If we get Daniel Jones some coaching, he's going to be a damn good quarterback.
Yep. I tried to tell all y'all Giants fans, being an ex-Cowboys fan, when y'all signed Jason Garrett, I was happy because y'all wasn't going to get nothing done. Jason Garrett has sucked in Dallas for years, and y'all signed the idiots like y'all did in division. Y'all have busted the Cowboys' butt for years against Jason Garrett. Hey, come with us. You'll be different with our organization. No, he ain't. I don't know why y'all. What you say, Greg? Call a spade a spade. He's up.
Well, you don't call a spade. It's deeper than that. This is that nepotism BS the Giants like to do. The Giants like to hire former white players to come coach their team. White coaches, right? Bring him in, right? Oh, he was here years ago. He's an offensive genius. He went to Princeton. Kiss my, you know what? Kiss all that. They make me mad. They're making me real mad. For real, like it's BS. Like, and that's what that boils down to. The Giants are poorly run. And that's why we're here. But if the Giants need to win 10 games this year, the schedule allows it. And if they don't, cleaning house.
CJ, who is your player of the week this week?
Chandler Jones, without a doubt. I mean, 7 tackles, 5 sacks. Like, the people don't understand. Yeah, I get he was beating up on was it Taylor Wan? He was beating up on him, but at the end of the day, like, that's a tall order to ask. 5 sacks, because again, it's not like the quarterback just standing there letting you come get him. The quarterback moving, he's being mobile, trying to avoid the sack and be elusive in the same breath. But it just goes to show you how dynamic of a player Chandler Jones is. All while he is playing for a new contract, to get that bag. So he definitely showed that he earned it, and you saw him do the money sign at the end of one of his sacks because he knows he's about to get paid, especially if he continues to keep it up like that. Even if he only gets to 12 sacks on the year, and he got 5 in one game, he getting paid. So it's incredible what he was able to do in one game.
I mean, it would look good in blue.
Robin?
He looked good in blue.
Yeah. I think everybody looked good in blue.
Yeah.
Just
Yo, doing the math on that, the record is 22.5 sacks in the season by Strahan. He just needs a sack a game, and he'll tie that. One game from here on out. 16 games left.
And he'll get it too.
Get a sack a game. That's at 21 right there. Now let's say he get one game, which he probably is with 2 or 3. He's probably going to break the record this year. He might shatter it if he stays at just a sack a game, which is very doable for Chandler Jones. And especially now that he knows that, I'm pretty sure that's going to be extra motivation every game. He's going to try to get a sack. Ariana, on the spot, kind of, who would you say was your player of the week this week?
I think you guys know who I'm going to pick. It was TJ Watt. He's my player of the week. He really creates the splash plays for the Steelers. I feel like he really hypes us up, the defense. Like, I feel like you can always count on him. Like, he got Josh Allen, I think, 3 times in that game or twice. He, did a forced a fumble. Like, he's just, really good at just creating those special plays. And, that's sometimes what you need on defense. Like, when your offense is, lagging, they're a little slow, you have to get that momentum, for the offense. So I like how TJ always brings that side for us, like for the offense, and he just got paid. So I'm happy that he got this new contract with us. So I'm really excited. And yeah, it would be TJ.
Miles, your play of the week.
I'm going with Jameis, honestly. I mean, people counting him out, walking into playing a team that just made it to back-to-back conference championships. And I mean, although there's a lot of turmoil over there, I still think that, I mean, for him to come in and blow out Green Bay and make them look like the Lions was crazy. And he was efficient. He didn't even do it on that many throws. So it just shows that, let's see what he does when he actually throws like 35 to 40 passes in a game. Because this guy, he can make every throw. He's mobile. He's like Teddy Bridgewater mobile, but still that does the job. So my bad, Greg, that's a sore subject. But Jameis, that's my guy. That's my guy. I took him in a couple of my leagues too. So I think that, I mean, I was right.
14 for 25 touchdowns. For all our math people out there, 5 touchdowns, 20 attempts. That's 25% of his passes were touchdowns. That's elite play for him this week. Greg, player of the week for you.
And I wasn't in much of a mood to be talking about players of the week. I'm not in the mood to be talking about football much, but if I'm to pick one, I'd say Matt Stafford, man. Matt Stafford balled out. Matt Stafford balled out. Don't roll your eyes. Matt Stafford balled out in his LA debut. And you know what? It just feels right. That man just feels like LA. He looks right in the Rams uniform. Looks like he belongs there. The team's gonna be special, man. Team's gonna be special. So I'm gonna take Stafford. I'll take Stafford as my player of the week for sure. Or Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray was phenomenal. So either one.
True.
That worked.
True.
Look ahead to some of the week 2 matchups. We're going to just do a couple. Raiders at Steelers. One of the things that I'm looking out for this game, I think Steelers win this game, but I think this will be a game also that Najee Harris will get loose. The Raiders gave up 189 rushing yards last night. So I think this is the game where we see Najee Harris get loose. The Raiders don't play D, as we saw. What are y'all takeaways? What are y'all looking forward to in this matchup? Raiders at Steelers.
I'm going Steelers too, by the way. Yeah, just because last night watching the Raiders game, I'm not convinced by Derek Carr one bit. I think the first half he looked very, very sloppy, making horrible throws. And the thing that gets me mad is when Darren Waller's not open, he either forces it or he just looks completely lost. Like they don't have any other pieces on their team that he can go to. Zay Jones. I don't know. I just thought it was sloppy play from him last night, and I wasn't impressed. Yeah, he had the beautiful throw to Zay Jones at the end of the game. He had some great throws to Darren Waller. Darren Waller also dropped a few. But I don't know. I'm just not convinced by him. And like you said, I think Claypool, Deontay Johnson, Juju, and Najee Harris are just going to be too much for the Raiders team as a whole.
Yeah, since we have you on the show, I have to ask you, complete sidebar, how do you feel about Juju and all the dancing and the TikToking?
I'm not gonna lie, like I used to hate him dancing on the logos. I just feel like that just caused a lot of distraction and stuff, and I feel like it gives the other team, more field power, like wanting to beat you, because that's disrespectful. Like you don't want no one to get the terrible towel stomp on it, like how the Ravens did back in like 2008 and stuff. So I feel like I hated him doing that. Like yes, he's like a young adult, like he should know not to do it, but also too, like he's fun spirited, but there's just other ways you can show your excitement than dancing on a logo. So I personally hated that. I'm happy that like it seems this season like he's matured a little bit in his role. Like I don't see him posting a lot, like dancing before games. Before the game. So I feel like Mike Tomlin also too told him like, hey, you need to focus. Like your head needs to be catching balls. Like you're getting paid millions of dollars. That's your job. So I just need Juju to like tone it down. Just 3 notches. Yeah.
I don't think he matured. I think they put that in his little 1-year contract. You need to chill the hell out.
Probably.
He got put on a 1-year deal playing football.
He on a very short leash.
1-year deal playing football. It's a suicide mission if I ever heard one.
Complete sidebar. Speaking of the 1-year deals, we could deep digger into this. Dig deeper into this. Lamar Jackson is representing himself, and they have yet to sign a contract. He's basically on a year, and God forbid, he ends up with a Dak situation. He has no contract yet. What are y'all thoughts on him representing himself and still trying to obviously have to play and be the quarterback, the helm of the Baltimore Ravens?
All right, this story is giving me real Florida man vibes. Hey, man, you can read a headline at the end of the season. Florida man tries to negotiate his own contract and ends up, you guys fill in the blank. Like this got the potential for disaster, man. Yo, agents are there for a reason. Hire an agent, bro. Like, what are you doing? The agent taking a 15% cut is that big of a deal? If they get you the money you deserve, that 15% hit you're going to take on the agent's fee won't be that big of a deal anyways. Get an agent. It makes no sense. And the way he plays, man, I am praying to the good Lord that man stays healthy. I really feel bad if he goes down. He's so much fun to watch. But also, they don't want to pay you anyways. Everyone's trying to find issues not to pay Lamar Jackson, talking about he can't throw, he's not accurate, this and that. They're always trying to find excuses to knock the black man down. Get an agent. And it's just bad business to have your mom negotiating contracts on your behalf. I'm sorry. I don't know nothing about the woman. She could be the smartest woman in the world. But it's just not – I wouldn't want my mom negotiating my contracts because if they say something disrespectful, something that I shouldn't hear, I don't trust my mom to handle herself in a way where it's not going to get back to me or she's not going to curse them out. It's just weird. It's just a bad way to do business. Lamar Jackson to hire an agent. But going into the season, I wouldn't have played it down this year without a contract if I were him. Josh Allen has got 270. Let me tell you something. Lamar Jackson, he's better than Josh Allen. He is. I know that people think that Josh Allen's better because, he's white, but he's not. He's not.
Yo, I think the same, not the last part. I think
he had to separate himself from the take.
I think he should have got a contract before the season started because obviously he did not foresee this happening. But with all the injuries they had, the way that offensive line looked, this season really might not go how he thought intended it to go. This might be a very, very long season in Baltimore. Ravens against Chiefs. Titans at Seahawks. Which of these teams, Ravens or Titans, do you think has the best possibility of becoming 1-1, or they're going to end up 0-2?
Titans.
Yeah.
I can't see Julio Jones, A.J. Brown, Ryan Tannehill, Derrick Henry. I can't see Derrick Henry playing as bad as he did in week 1. I can't see teams holding him down. They're going to play with a chip on their shoulder, and I'm sure the Ravens will too, but the Ravens have more issues to overcome than the Titans. I mean, they've been, floored by injuries. And the Titans, I just think the Titans are a better equipped team to get it done.
So you think that, just throwing this out there, not saying I would disagree, the Titans are going into Seattle, who looked pretty good against Indianapolis. Russell Wilson looked good. They always get off the hot starts. As of late, Greg alluded to this last episode that Seahawks get off the hot starts and they fizzle out. You think the Titans are going to be able to go into Seattle and beat?
I think they have a better chance at doing that than the Ravens do against the Chiefs. Yeah.
I think both teams will end up 1-2 after this.
Yeah, me too. It's tough. It's a tough matchup for both teams. I don't envy either one of them. They haven't drawn good matchups for teams that are 0-1. You're looking at 0-2. But the good thing for both those teams is when they go 0-2, the season's not over because they have competent coaches that know how to coach, and they'll be all right. And they have quarterbacks that can play a little bit. So and they have great players all around. So they'll be fine either way. But I don't think either one of them wins those games. I think the Seahawks and Chiefs are going to take care of business.
Last one. Well, last two. Pats at Jets, Giants at Washington. Which New York team gets their first win?
Oh, for sure, the Giants. If of the two, I have to believe. I'm telling you, the Giants don't win on Sunday. You're gonna have to file missing persons for me or something. I'm telling you.
There's like no reason for you guys to lose that game, to be honest. Like, who does the Washington have outside of Chase?
Heineke will be this week.
Oh my God! If we lose to a guy named Heineke, I swear. I thought you talking about the beer.
It's Heineken, bro. That's how I know you ain't a drinker, bro.
You don't think I knew that?
That's how I know you gonna pull up.
It was a joke.
Doing that.
Oh my gosh.
Nah, it ain't no joke.
It was. First of all, Heineken's are like trash. Let's keep it a buck. They taste like trash.
That was
I don't even.
Greg. That was
Huh?
You don't know what it tastes like. Just say it.
I've had Heineken before. What you mean? I've had Heineken before. It was trash. I had Heineken when I was like 4 years old.
Heineken with a side of Shirley.
Nah, Shirley Temples go crazy. What you mean? If you gotta drink something that tastes good, man.
They do go crazy. I ain't even going.
A lot of y'all be drinking to be cool, man. Drinking that hard stuff. I drank some tequila last weekend. It was trash. Trash. Stop drinking that hard stuff to be cool, man. Get off that. Drink some sweet stuff. It's all right.
Hey, Miles, no cap. Mac Jones or Zach Wilson will have a better game this weekend.
Come on, Miles.
I think Zach, honestly. I mean, I'm not being biased. He's the better quarterback.
I agree.
He can make plays with his legs too. So I think that regardless if the line can block, because we just lost Mekhi Becton, I still think that he's gonna find ways to make plays. We're gonna get some guys back healthy, and Crowder's gonna come back. Who else? Maybe they'll play Mims a little bit. I don't know what's going on with that situation, but we'll see. I think that he plays better than him. And I think we win on Sunday. So
okay.
He said,
never mind.
Oh,
okay.
What, that was what you were gonna ask?
And I was gonna ask like who's more likely to win the game, but clearly you on some special narcotic today.
How?
He on that Ghost and Tommy. Yo, you met up with Ghost and Tommy? They telling you that good stuff. He rubbing his nose too.
Rubbing his nose. Yo, if you guys lose on Thursday, you got to drink a Heineken on air.
That's fine with me. As long as I don't gotta pay for that trash. I don't gotta pay for it. I'll drink it, and it's cold.
Bet.
That's a bet.
that sounds clean. Next episode live, I'll make sure we got Heineken here because you'll be drinking it.
The Giants are gonna win.
You gotta chug it too. You gotta chug it too.
Oh, you're wild. I'm not throwing up on it.
No. We'll give you 10 minutes, bro. And that's
10 minutes.
Enough time.
10 minutes. I could take care. I could probably take care of it. That's fine. Giants are gonna win though. The Giants have to win that game on Thursday. They have to win.
Transitioning the flag on the play. First one. So, Ariana, this is how it goes. It's going to be a story, a headline, something crazy in the news, sports, something to talk about. So, flag on the play, except we talk about it, decline, we keep it pushing. Rick Ross' 16-year-old son owns his first Wingstop. Accept or decline?
That's dope.
That is dope. That's how you create wealth. Like, you want to be owning and like investing your money, like getting stock. Like, that's smart. So I support that.
Shout out to Rick Ross' son. Shout out to him just putting out a book. I have not read it, and I'm not giving out, telling y'all to go buy it. I'm just saying.
No free promo, man. We don't even get that. You should be talking about Heineken on this podcast.
Too. Not only for that, but he snapped and you only live twice. Snap.
Chris, I'm so concerned.
CLB, he snapped, bro.
Chris, what was your favorite songs on CLB, bro?
What happened?
What was your favorite song on CLB, bro?
Don't worry about my favorite song.
No, please. No, you gotta talk to me about your favorite song.
Nah, I ain't gonna sit here and listen to you critique what I like to listen to.
Oh, talk to him.
Like you some music god.
Chris, what are you listening to, bro?
Huh?
I don't want to hear all this. What are you talking about? What are you listening to, bro?
Listen, bro. I love Fair Trade with Travis.
You like
I love-
the Travis Scott feature on that?
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
I love Fair Trade.
I hate that.
Talking
It's my
about-
least favorite song on the album because I love what Drake did with Fair Trade, but the feature adding Travis Scott to that song ruined it.
Can you understand this?
It.
And I'm only gonna say it once. People got different tastes, Greg.
No, bruh.
People got
See,
different. You over here.
Don't hit me with the people. Don't hit me with
You
people
over
have
here
different
loving
taste stuff, bruh.
You over here loving Hurricane when he goes That's what you do on that.
No. You see,
that song is made by The Weeknd.
Now I know you want something. See, Miles, I take it back. So Ghost Tommy clearly paid him a visit, and he was over here on that special narcotic because for him to say that song is beautiful.
That
beautifully
song is
composed.
good, you make that song.
It's not about look. If you didn't miss the show, you would have heard me say that Kanye is not the reason why Donda is good. Kanye is
okay. I'm making
Kanye
sure we're on the same page.
Kanye was DJ Khaled of that. He DJ Khaled that album. Okay?
I'm making sure we're on the same
He
page.
composed a good album. That's why it's not better than CLB in my opinion.
Let's ask Ariana, what are you rocking with more, Donda or CLB?
CLB.
I know they.
I love Drake.
There you go.
The tone. Don't try to divide me and my wife.
Nah, she
Wrong with you, man.
a smarter man.
He's trying to add. Wait, CJ, I think CLB is a better album. I think CLB is a better album.
You said that?
Yes, I've always said that. I've stood by that. I think
That's not what you were saying.
Yeah.
No, fool.
You going back and forth. You just
No, I'm
said
not.
Donda was the better album.
Yo, run the tape back. No, I'm not. Tone, Miles, what I say?
He said Donda has better highs, but the overall better album is CLB.
Man, bump all that. What is the better album, CLB? What are we talking
No, you see, Miles, CJ, you see, you're talking like the kind of dude that only eats boneless wings. I don't know.
First of all, y'all the ones that only. I'm down to eat it to the bone. I'm down to get messy with it. But listen, no, we're talking about the better album. You see, you trying to be too cute with it.
No, CJ, no,
Better
stop.
high.
There's nuance to the conversation. There's music. There's nuance in the music. Conversation in music. What are you talking about?
I
Like,
take
what do you mean?
music very seriously, so
There's nuance in that. You can't just say that. What do you mean?
Next one, flag on play, accept or decline. Mexico is going to give away El Chapo's safe house in a national lottery, accept or decline.
So somebody else with drug money is gonna buy a former drug dealer's house. Is that what you're telling me?
His safe house.
Someone else, some other drug dealer's gonna buy it. That's basically what you just said.
basically.
Well, it's in a lottery though, so you can't buy it.
Ah, that's dope.
So the thing that's interesting with his safe house, so you thinking when you hear El Chapo's safe house, you thinking something of luxury, something nice. Am I wrong?
I'm absolutely thinking that. Yeah. What is it?
I don't think so. I don't know.
It's a two-bedroom. It's a two-bedroom house, only valued at $183,000. No swimming pool. The neighbors didn't even know who lived there.
The Mexican government are terrorists for putting it up for lottery.
They actually, it's funny you mention that. They actually have something in their law in Mexico. Any property, any values, any money, anything like that taken from criminals, they give it back to the country through lotteries or do different things. So this is not the first time they're giving.
Imagine having so many drug dealers that you would make that a law. What are you talking about?
Hey,
That's the problem.
America could do the same thing then too if we really being honest here.
Yeah,
We got enough.
Well, yeah, but if America didn't create drug dealers in the first place, we would have a whole different discussion.
Whole different discussion. Last one, I think would be interesting.
See, I don't want this podcast to go where I think it go, bro. I'm just like listeners. This could get real crazy, bro. It could get real crazy. I have conspiracies for days, but these ain't conspiracies though. I ain't on no Fox News conspiracy.
No, anybody that's educated know what you're alluding to about America.
Thank you. Read a book. Read a book. And all listeners, open a book one time, please. I know mad listeners ain't listening.
I think everybody on this screen know the vibes. We know how America get down, especially
Yes,
with our
sir.
community comes off. So that's a whole nother episode. Interesting enough, we have a husband and a wife to be on the show. Great topic for this last one. Husband, uses $45,000 of the money he and his wife had for a down payment on a house to bet on the Chicago.
That nigga's an idiot.
What?
Oh, he's a dumbass.
Week 1, it's had
Yeah,
$45K
so funny.
down on the Chicago Bears to win.
And
That
what
is-
like what? Like it was
And
like
he lost it all.
something, right?
Of course he did.
Lost all. The payout would have been $184,500 if
Not worth it.
they won.
I blame the woman in this situation. You wanna know why? Because she chose to marry an idiot. That's why. That's why you married someone stupid enough to make that bet.
Yeah, basically.
That's really it. Honestly, the dude, she had to know this guy must be. I don't even, bro. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say.
That's a
I would never do. Ariana, no, I would never do nothing like that.
You know.
I don't buy things for myself at all. I'm trying to save this money. Miles trying to bet Heineken's and all that.
Heineken doesn't cost that much.
I don't know what's the counter bet on that, by the way. We didn't even talk about that. Is it Bubba Coos too? I value wings more than beer.
45K though on a game. That was the money. The biggest thing with that, the money is meant for a down payment on the house.
That's exactly.
That, my
Your
friend.
future.
Oof. That's some lucky
It's
shit
not just
everybody had.
That was just probably not a nice conversation when you got back home. That probably ended very.
It's
That's
not
so
a random.
funny.
Is
It's
she
not
even
a,
still with him?
Oh, we don't know that.
It wasn't reported that she did it with him, but when he tweeted out, I'm going all in. And later that night, he said that he was going to bed while he still had one. So I don't think it.
What a dumbass. I'm sorry. That is just so.
Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense.
On the Bears, he bet that much money on Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton.
I saw a tweet going around where Andy Dalton. They said Andy Dalton got file for unemployment and go work at Burger King.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, Carson Wentz needs to do that because he's just awful. I don't know if you guys saw that game. Like, he doesn't even try. He just throws it just to throw it. And I'm like, dude, you can at least put some effort. Like, I feel bad for Indianapolis Colts because they wasted money on him.
I know Afrocentric, tall, black man with a lot of hair on his head that could do a very good job there.
Who?
You know exactly what I'm talking about. Cameron.
He said, "Ooh."
Cameron. When was the last good season Cameron had?
Cameron would be fine. Cameron can't do worse than Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz?
Yeah, he's washed up.
I don't trust Carson Wentz with the damn. I'll keep it a buck.
Hold up.
There's some quarterbacks playing out here that should not be playing, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Cam's the only he's a top 10 quarterback, but he doesn't have a team right now.
I ain't say he's top 10. Who said that dumb? CJ.
Yo, you're not gonna let that go, bro.
Hey, I'm man enough to admit when I was what's funny too? I was waiting for y'all to bring that up. As soon as he got released like 2 weeks ago, I'm like, they forgot about that, bro. We ain't never gonna talk about this again. I'm like, I really said he was a top 10 quarterback and this man without a team. But hey, I'm man enough to admit I was wrong. Clearly I was wrong. But
I stand on the fact that he got cut because he anti-vax.
Fact.
Man, you anti-vaxxers out here winning your own lives.
But isn't Josh
hey.
Allen anti-vax? And he's still playing.
Josh Allen from Wyoming, he definitely anti-vax. We don't got to talk about that. He's probably going to miss 3 games. But by the way, Nicki Minaj is mad irresponsible. I don't know if y'all saw. She over here talking about her cousin that enlarged testicles from the vaccine. She's crazy. She's out of control, bro.
Why she put him on blast like that?
Don't know.
I'll say this. Y'all really need to stop looking at these celebrities at odds, and that's where I get your information. Every day one of them is telling you, don't listen to me. Every day one of them is telling you what Charles Barkley said. I'm not a role model. I'm not. Kids, I'm looking at them. They are not it. But y'all know the vibes. If you stay ready, you don't gotta get ready. Bench mob, we out. Peace.